What if I told you the Russo brothers are using every single image, every color, and every symbol to reveal the future of the MCU, and almost nobody is catching it? Because what's happening around Avengers, Doomsday isn't normal promotion. It's a masterclass in cryptic storytelling. And today, we're breaking all of it down. Welcome to Avengers Protocol, the channel where we analyze the MCU with the depth it actually deserves. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button right now and ring the bell, because the content we produce here you will not find anywhere else. And if you're already part of this community, you already know the deal. Drop a like on this video, it helps us more than you know. It's no secret that Marvel and the directors of Doomsday, the Russo brothers, are running a fully calculated hype strategy for the next Avengers film, and that strategy is built entirely on mystery. They did a live stream of empty chairs to announce the cast. They left a stream running non-stop on Marvel's official channel with a countdown to the release date. And the very first words of the production shown in theaters reveal almost nothing about the actual story, functioning more as context for what's coming than as any real reveal. But beyond all of that, they have an even slicker strategy happening on their Instagram. Remember that low-resolution photo featuring a multiverse interpretation formula and interdimensional travel equations? The internet still managed to decode it. Then they posted a completely enigmatic behind-the-scenes photo that immediately sparked dozens of theories. My personal favorite, that the image showed an A for Avengers and an X for X-Men, reinforcing the idea that the film would pit the Avengers directly against the mutants. And they know exactly that this works. So much so that their production company HBO goes to events, makes announcements, and always finds a way to drop a little something about Doomsday, just enough to keep the theory machine running. Most recently, they confirmed their appearance at South by Southwest, the massive festival for innovation, the creative industry, and entertainment where the newest developments in the audiovisual world get their first spotlight. And they announced it with a completely green image. Just that. A green image. That alone was enough to send the internet spiraling into Doomsday theories, because the film is heavily associated with that color, the green of Dr. Doom. And they confirmed those theories almost immediately, posting another image that already revealed some details. If you know, you know. Then they showed the full symbol. And finally they published the schedule and all the specifics of their South by Southwest appearance. What's funny is that they themselves invited everyone to look carefully, to look closely, even though it wasn't actually that hard to read. A lot of people theorize that the first official Doomsday trailer dropped at that event. However, South by Southwest tends to be a more intimate setting, so it was most likely something closer to a conversation with the directors, a few images, some behind-the-scenes details. Nothing on a massive scale. Hey, stop right here for a second. If you're enjoying this breakdown, I need to ask you something. Subscribe to the channel right now. Hit that like button, leave a comment, follow along. Every single action you take allows us to keep producing content at this level. Avengers Protocol exists because of you, and every like is fuel for the next video. Done? Perfect. Let's keep going. Now, here's what actually matters. The directors have already revealed quite a bit about the film. For instance, they confirmed that the character played by Robert Downey Jr. will not be an alternate version of Tony Stark. Even though in the story he physically resembles Stark, his name will be Victor Von Doom, he'll come from Latveria, and future films, whether in Doomsday or Secret Wars, will explain why the physical resemblance is so striking. We also know, through everything that has come out, that Dr. Doom will appear masked for the majority of the film, which conceals his appearance from the other characters. But that also proves something fundamental. Robert Downey Jr. took this role not to revive Tony Stark, not to cash in on his Iron Man legacy, but to prove that as an actor he is fully capable of embodying an iconic villain without leaning on anything audiences already love. That is his real challenge here. Another thing the Russos confirmed, Doomsday will be a direct continuation of Endgame. This is a deliberate strategy to make sure people who didn't follow the series and films of MCU Phases 4 and 5 can walk into theaters and enjoy the new production without feeling lost. With that in mind, it makes complete sense that they want to create these audience moments, show up at events, and build anticipation gradually. And there's already a very interesting calendar shaping up. South by Southwest was the first step. After that, they confirmed the re-release of Endgame in theaters with never-before-seen scenes that connect directly to Doomsday. There's a solid chance of some kind of event tied to that re-release as well. And as for the official Doomsday trailer, everything points to July. Why? Because at the end of June we have San Diego Comic-Con, an event that has historically delivered Marvel Studios' biggest reveals, with panels where actors interact live with the audience. It was there, for example, where Robert Downey Jr.'s return was first announced. This lines up perfectly with the release of Spider-Man, A new day, suggesting Marvel would drop the trailer just before SDCC so it could play ahead of Spidey 4 screenings around the world. Now, if you're still wondering what exactly that symbol they posted actually is, the answer is simple and it's powerful. It's the flag of Latveria from the comics. And that matters enormously. Remember that scene in the Fantastic Four: First Steps, during the Future Foundation sequence, where an empty chair appears for Latveria's representative? Well, the Latverian flag was right there too. But the symbol is different. It's a different flag from the one in the comics, and different from the one the Russos just posted. That could be extremely significant, because contrary to what several rumors were suggesting, the Doctor Doom we'll see in Doomsday would not be from the same universe as the Fantastic Four. He wouldn't even represent the same Latveria. A lot of people saw that Fantastic Four post-credits scene and read it as confirmation that Doom was from that same universe. But it confirms nothing. We already know there will be multiversal travel in the next Avengers. Doctor Doom could easily have traveled from another universe into the Fantastic Four's universe, where he appeared briefly. If that's the case, which universe does Doctor Doom actually come from? Could it be Universe 838, the one introduced in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness? It would be fascinating to see that universe return. Or maybe, between the events of Fantastic Four and Doomsday, Latveria's flag simply changed. The new symbol bears a resemblance to Doctor Doom's own mask. If it was during that period that Doom became the absolute ruler of Latveria, it would make all the sense in the world for him to redesign the flag in his own image. That would actually simplify things considerably from a narrative standpoint. And there's more. New promotional artwork has been surfacing for the film. Most of it shows Doctor Doom always masked. There's also some featuring other characters in a sharp comic book style that looks genuinely great. But the piece that deserves the most attention shows the logos of the X-Men, the Avengers, and the Fantastic Four colliding with each other, destroying each other in the impact. That is essentially the heart of this film. Doomsday will deal with 3 universes entering literal collision: the main MCU universe, represented by the Avengers, Universe 838, represented by the Fantastic Four, and an X-Men universe that, by all accounts, will be some kind of fusion of elements pulled from multiple X-Men films we've already seen. 3 narrative cores, crashing into each other. And we already know that as a result of these incursions, Doctor Doom will face an enormous moral dilemma. In the trailer screen behind closed doors at CinemaCon, Doom is heard talking about making an unthinkable decision, explaining to the heroes that they must choose between destroying another universe or losing their own. Exactly the kind of dilemma pulled directly from Jonathan Hickman's comics run, specifically Secret Wars 2015. And that brings us directly to Steve Rogers. Multiple rumors point to him being responsible for the multiversal chaos, a consequence of his time travel to live a happy life in the past with Peggy Carter. The version of Endgame, Ultimate heading to theaters should explain exactly how that choice triggered this temporal catastrophe, and why it so radically violates the rules that keep the multiverse stable. But here's the narrative tightrope they'll have to walk. Because Steve would have done something deeply selfish, a choice that condemned an entire existence. Yet that situation needs to be explained in a way where the blame doesn't fall entirely on his shoulders, because in the new film Rogers will still be worthy of lifting Mjolnir. The CinemaCon trailer shows the moment Rogers, played by Chris Evans, reunites with Thor and proves who he is by summoning the hammer. If this man had consciously condemned an entire existence, he wouldn't be worthy. At least not in theory. That shouldn't add up. All of this leads us to Loki, who remains at the center of the multiverse, watching everything unfold. And some older theories, ones that circulated as genuine rumors at the time, suggested that the TVA, the Time Variance Authority, which once controlled the sacred timeline and now merely monitors the multiverse, would have intercepted Steve Rogers during his time travels and relocated him to the Fantastic Four's universe. And it was there that he would have had the opportunity to meet the team, and perhaps Doctor Doom himself, whether Doom is originally from that universe or not. So what does Loki have to do with any of this? If he's sitting at the center of the multiverse watching every thread, maybe it was all part of his plan, placing Steve Rogers in the past alongside Peggy Carter in that universe, so that the entire story could unfold and ultimately reach a positive outcome. Drop a like if you made it this far, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and comment Doom down below so we know you stayed until the end. That genuinely helps us keep producing this level of deep analysis for the whole community. Follow Avengers Protocol so you never miss a breakdown like this one. More videos are right here on screen for you to watch next. Thank you for being here. As always, it means everything. This is Avengers Protocol, signing out.